Hello students, welcome back to Bio and Pharma Hub. Today I will discuss with you some of the important previous year questions that came in NEET and other exams from the respiratory system. So here we go. So we have question number 1. The mechanism of taking in of air into the lungs and sending out of air from the lungs is A. Breathing, B. Respiration, C. Inhalation, D. Exhalation. Question is very simple, but you may confuse between all the options. First, I will talk about inhalation. So, is it inhalation? No, inhalation is just the physical act of inhaling oxygen into the lungs, and exhalation is the process of exhaling CO2 from the lungs to the atmosphere. Now we have two options left: A. Breathing, B. Respiration. So there is a difference between breathing and respiration. So breathing refers to the physical act of inhaling and exhaling air through the lungs, while respiration is the mechanism or the chemical process that involves the exchange of gases between lungs, blood, and body cells. So breathing is just the physical act of inspiration and expiration, while respiration is the whole mechanism. So your answer will be B, that is respiration. So I am highlighting all the correct answer with the red color. Question number 2. The muscles involved in breathing are A. Intercostal muscles, B. Diaphragm, C. Both A and B, and D. Biceps. So I have already uploaded video on respiratory system. If you want to read it in detail, just go ahead. So your answer will be both A and B. These both are the main respiratory muscles. Intercostal muscles are the muscles that are present between the ribs, and there are total 11 pairs of intercostal muscles. So they help in contraction and relaxation of your thoracic cavity while inspiration and expiration. And what about diaphragm? Diaphragm is a dome-shaped muscular structure. It separates the thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity. Plus, it pulls your diaphragm and increases the size of thoracic cavity while inspiration. So your answer will be both A and B. And what about D, biceps? So there is no relation of biceps in the process of breathing. So it is totally wrong option. Question number 3. The relaxation of intercostal muscles and diaphragm cause the size of thoracic cavity A remains the same, B increase, C reduce, or D none of the above. Imagine the condition. So relaxation of intercostal muscles occur in which stage? It occurs in expiration. So what about the diaphragm? Obviously, diaphragm causes the size of thoracic cavity to reduce. Okay, and relaxation of intercostal muscles. So your answer will be C, reduce. Question number 4. The impulses of sense of smell are carried to the olfactory area of brain by nasal cavity, oculomotor nerve, olfactory nerve, D, nose. So answer is very simple. You can see, so it is supplied by olfactory nerve. So your nose is responsible for the sensation of smell, and it is supplied by olfactory nerve. So there is no role of nasal cavity, while oculomotor is the third cranial nerve, that is a muscle of eye and controls the eye movement. So your answer will be olfactory nerve, which provides the sensation of smell to the olfactory area of your brain. Then question number 5. The cavity in which the lungs are present is abdominal cavity, cranial cavity, thoracic cavity, or pelvic cavity. What should be the answer? So option number A, abdominal cavity. No, abdominal cavity is that cavity where your digestive organs are present, like stomach, intestine. B. Cranial cavity. No. Cranial cavity is that cavity where your cranium or skull is present. Is it thoracic cavity? Yes. Thoracic cavity is that cavity where your lungs are present, or it can be called as thorax. And option number D, pelvic cavity. No. It is that cavity where your pelvic bones, urinary bladder and rectum is present. So answer will be thoracic cavity. Question number 6. The exchange of gases in the alveoli of lungs take place by A. Active transport, B. Passive transport, C. Simple diffusion, D. Osmosis. You may confuse in this question. Is it active transport? No. So active transport is that transport of molecules where your molecule transport from lower concentration to higher concentration. Passive transport does not require any kind of energy, while simple diffusion is that process in which molecule transports from the region of high concentration to the lower concentration. So your answer will be diffusion. So gases always transport through the process of diffusion because concentration of air is always high in atmosphere and low in your lungs, so it is always transferred from higher to lower concentration. And osmosis is the movement of solvent through semi permeable membrane from region of low solute to the high solute concentration. So you will remember exchange of gases in the alveoli take place only by simple diffusion. Question number 7. The respiratory centers which control inspiration and expiration are located in spinal cord, cerebrum, medulla oblongata, D. Thalamus. So is it spinal cord? No. Spinal cord is providing you the framework and transform information from the body to your CNS. Is it cerebrum? No. It is controlling voluntary respiration. Is it medulla oblongata? Yes. I have explained this term in your videos. So medulla oblongata is the part of your brain stem which is highly responsible for the respiration. And thalamus is the part of your brain that helps in hearing, taste, sight, and touch. So answer will be medulla oblongata. And respiration is an involuntary process which is controlled by medulla oblongata, but it sometimes can be voluntary, like in singing, swimming. At that time, it is controlled by cerebral cortex of your cerebrum. Question number 8. The majority of carbon dioxide produced by our cells is transported to the lungs as carbonate attached to hemoglobin dissolved in the blood as bicarbonate. So read the question very carefully. The question is about carbon dioxide, not oxygen. So majority of carbon dioxide produced by cells is transported to the lungs by as majority means the maximum amount of carbon dioxide. So it is transported as bicarbonate. So 70% of CO2 transported by blood from tissues to the lungs, it dissolves in state of plasma. CO2 combined with water which gives you carbonic acid, and this carbonic acid dissociate into hydrogen and carbonate ion. We know that carbon dioxide is the waste product of metabolism, and it is excreted out of your body through the lungs during expiration, and 70% of our carbon dioxide is transported as bicarbonate ion, 23% transported as carb amino hemoglobin, and 7% of carbon dioxide through dissolved in plasma. So your answer will be bicarbonate. This is the majority of your carbon dioxide produced by our cells transported to the lungs. Question number 9. The figure shows a diagrammatic view of respiratory system with labels A, B, C and D. You have to select the correct option which gives correct identification and the main function. So, there is a labeling A, B, C and D. You have to select the most appropriate or the main function of the respiratory system. So, labeling A, trachea, which is a long tube supported by complete cartilaginous rings for conducting inspired air. Yes, it is correct, but not the main function of respiratory system. B. Pleural membrane surrounds the, you can see in the diagram as well, B. Pleural membrane which surround the ribs on the both sides to provide cushion against rubbing. Yes, it is correct, but not the main function. Option number C. Option C represent or labeling C represent alveoli, which is a thin walled vascular bag-like structure for exchange of gases. And option number D and labeling number D saying it is a lower end of lungs or it is a diaphragm that pulls it during inspiration. So what should be the correct answer? I have already explained you alveoli is the main unit of your respiratory system which causes exchange of gases where the final exchange of gases takes place. So your option will be alveoli or option number C. Very simple, your option will be C. Then the rate of normal quiet respiration is 15 to 20 beats per minute, 7 to 80 beats per minute, 60 to 70 beats per minute, 35 to 45 beats per minute. What should be the answer? So very simple. Your answer will be option number A. This is normal quiet breathing rate, 15 to 20 beats per minute. Now we have question number 11. Now the question is about the percentage of oxygen carried by hemoglobin in the form of oxyhemoglobin is 98.5%, B 1.5%, C 100% or D 50%. Now the question is asking the percentage of oxygen. So transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide is necessary for the internal and external respiration to occur. So the transport of oxygen is about 98.5% is transported through the blood as oxyhemoglobin. So your answer will be 98.5%. Answer will be option number A, that is 98.5%. The question number 12, your question number 12 is the first point of air entry into the respiratory tract is very simple question. Nasal cavity, nose, larynx, alveoli. So where is your first point of entry of respiratory tract? It is obviously the nose. Nose is the first point of entrance where oxygen is inhaled into your lungs. So answer will be nose, not the nasal cavity. Larynx is the Larynx is the voice box and alveoli is a sac-like structure where final exchange of gases take place. So answer will be nose. Then the process of inspiration is passive process, active process, voluntary process or involuntary process. It is asking the process of inspiration is a which kind of process. Is it passive process? No. Is it active process? Yes, obviously it is an active process because in inspiration it requires energy to be done because your muscles and diaphragm will contract that will require energy. So your answer will be active process. While expiration is a passive process because it is causing only the relaxation and your lungs recoiling its original shape. So that's why expiration is a passive process and inspiration is the energy required process or the active process. So option C and D is voluntary and involuntary process. So option B will be the right option. Question number 14. An important transport molecule found in RBC that carries almost 99% of oxygen in the blood is A. Leukocyte, B. Hemoglobin, C. Albumin, D. Macrophages. Very, very simple question. So, what is the important transport molecule found in RBC that carries 99% of oxygen in the blood is hemoglobin. So, your answer will be B. Hemoglobin. And the last question of this video we have: the right lung is divided into 3 lobes, 2 lobes, 4 lobes and 1 lobe. This is very simple question. If you read this topic carefully, you can answer this question very easily. I will leave this question for you. You will answer this question in the comment box. And for the reference, I have chosen Sebastian Zeeby Anatomy and Physiology with Solved Questions book. You may also go for this book. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box. Please do subscribe this channel and share with your friends. Thank you for watching this video.